Alright, y'all, welcome back. Let's see if we can put this one to bed. Part 7, the only mission we have left is let's make our halberds shine. 8 flags, who knows what else. We'll see how we do. This is not new armor, by the way, this is just a reskinning of the old one. Just because I'm enjoying playing around with different looks. We are back in the snow. Last couple of levels have not let us bring anybody with us. Alright, so we got somebody for this one. Alright, now that's interesting that we're starting off at level 12 there. I would think with as many flags as this level has, they'd just start us at 0 like they typically do, but apparently not. Wait. Oh, that's interesting. We're starting from the scene of the final fight. Huh. Come here, you. Sword of You the Great. I feel like this is new. Yeah, definitely. Although we're not going to go this way yet because it looks like there's a flag over here, so... Oh, we got an awake kitty and a sleep kitty. Hey, oh my god. Not how I wanted to start. No. Just once, I want to successfully go through pulling in 2 recruits without once going to the wrong place. Alright, puppy. Puppy. Anybody drop anything? One of the dogs did. Because God forbid I not continue to pick up every single possible piece of loot forever. Still not gonna go that way. Crying out loud, leave me alone. Alright, let's try and sneak up on this dude again. So I have to do a better job this time. Or not. Not works too. And good night. Where'd the fire over there come from? Did he throw something at me when I wasn't looking? I really do feel bad killing the dogs. Not so much those guys. But the dogs, definitely. Oh, hey dude, I didn't even see you. Oh, that had me nervous. I was seeing him go straight through that wall. He didn't do it, but I was definitely imagining it. Okay, any other big boys floating around that I didn't notice before? So he came down there, came over here, had some drama. Alright, that's all the battle flags. We should have the platinum by the end of this area. Alright, I think now what we're going to do... because this definitely wants me to go back that way. Actually, let's pop over here to this little village area. Okay, that was the right move. We're going to go ahead and go back and go to that area that's new. So now, wait a minute, where was it? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. It was just like a side passage to get to this. Why would they bother? Or was it down here? Interesting. Okay, so... yeah, this just goes back. Okay, so we go back this way. We've still got 3 marking flags floating around. Here, kitty kitty. And And down he goes. And we're at 20. Cool. So, let's see. I got him hanging out over there. A couple of spiders for no apparent reason. Oh, okay, that's... The bad guy over there is the bad guy. So, yeah, let's not go fight him yet. Not with 3 flags left to find. There's one. Oh, hey there, dude. Really? I would have been laughing my butt off if I'd gotten a one-shot off on the first monster there, whose name I cannot remember, the gorilla-looking thing, or the ape-looking thing, and then had been hurt by the dog. Which would be perfectly in keeping with these types of games, but... nothing more dangerous than a dog in a Souls-like. There's the last Shatishin. At least I think it is. I hope it is. Shatishu, not Shatishin. Oh. It's another puppy. And another flag. Alright, my little man. What would you like? How about a yellow-shouldered crossbow plus 8? I think that's what you want. Okay, there's the trophy for them. Some bronze Leo, but not even a play. How dare you? Alright, still got one more flag to find. Oh, there it is. Alright, that's every single flag. Really, dude. I always forget that they have that other move because they use it so rarely. That's the spiders. Do I have a way to jump down on these guys? Doesn't even look like I do. I think he's facing the wrong way, though, so... let's kill this little booger. Oh, no, he's just headless. That's right. Well, you know what? And good night. And we've still got a boss indicator. So, is there just an item in here I need to grab? Probably should have read the description of the level before I went in. Rank 9 steel, and there we go. Alright, hunting the great deer. And whoa long, we have our platinum. Alright, so let's do this real quick. We're only at 16 minutes. You know what, I was going to do the review as a separate episode, but now that we have successfully platinumed this with 15 minutes left, let's go ahead and do this actually. So we finished, you know, the first difficulty, 100%ed it. I ran through an episode or two on the main battlefield, I ran through this one, and then I came over here and I fought the Giguzi a few times. So let's see, what's the lowest? This one's recommended level 102. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of start this episode while we talk about the game. Ultimately, I think for me, this is a 7 or an 8 in a world where Nioh 2 is a 10. And a world where Sekiro is a 10. It's a interesting synthesis of the two games, and the things that it does right, it does really, really right. But I cannot sit here and say that I loved the game kind of across the board. It's a good game. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I'm going to play it more. When the DLC comes out, I'm going to play that. But, like, unless the rest of this year, you know, doesn't really turn up all that much, this is not, I don't think, going to be on my list of favorite games of 2023. We'll start with the positives. The combat is great. Really enjoyed the simplicity, admittedly, because it's not a complicated game in terms of learning how to use, especially the faster weapons. It's not a very complicated game in terms of learning the weapons or anything like that. And I gotta wait for the guy to show up. I'm actually going to disconnect the game audio for... Oh, no. I thought we were about to get a cutscene. The combat's fun. There's no two ways about it. It's very fluid. It's easy to feel and look like you have mastered it. I mean, you know, the number of times I took an enemy that had been causing trouble and just nuked them by timing everything properly is great, and that's a great feeling. So, like, I can run around and beat up on things in this game for forever. Where it falls down, there was some talk about there being not enough enemy variety. That doesn't really bother me all that much. What did get to me is that the game, in a lot of ways, is just too damn easy. We had a couple of challenge points, like Lubu was definitely a tough boss, but compared to a lot of bosses from other games, you know, I mean, look through my videos, y'all. You will see plenty of bosses that I spent way more time trying to take down than I did Lubu, and when we got to him the second time, it was, I think, one episode. The thing that I had the most consistent trouble with in this game was the Aoye, which was a mini boss, and just for whatever reason, I never got any good at nailing down the timing of that, you know, major, like, this is the attack that I kill you with attack, and, you know, everything else. I mean, how many times did I die? Is that, let's see, that's gonna be battle summary. Deaths, 170. So 170 deaths in probably 45 hours of gameplay isn't that much for any kind of Souls-like. It's really not. Especially when you consider, you know, the Lubus and the Aoyes, where I might rack up 20 or 30 deaths in the course of not necessarily all that huge of an amount of time. Yeah, the game just wasn't that difficult. And I would have liked to have seen more of a challenge from it, you know, just in general. And I didn't quite get that. I am going to continue to gripe about the evil Taoist thing. You know, entirely possible. Again, it bothered me probably more than it bothered a lot of people for whatever reason. And it's entirely possible, too, that if I knew more about Chinese history, that it wouldn't bother me at all. You know, I don't know. But coming at it from the perspective of an American, having the bad guy for the game referred to as evil guy of this religion, especially since I've since found out that apparently the guy, let's actually go ahead and jump into this again. Character directory, the Taoist in black. So his real name is Yuji, right? Yuji was a real person. And from what little I understand, you know, this is just stuff I've seen online. I haven't done a ton of like independent research on it or anything. But from what I've seen, Yuji was not a bad guy. He was like a healer and, you know, a cleric effectively. And the notion that we've picked someone who actually existed in the world and named this bad guy after him and then spent the entire game referring to him as the evil Taoist, just, yeah, you know, like it, worse things have happened in video gaming this year, but, you know, it got to me. Let's see what else, you know, the enemy variety, whatever. I thought the level variety was good. You know, just in terms of, you know, moving around from different places, like, you know, looking at different ways. The whole game didn't really seem to have, like, a single color palette or anything like that. You know, you got some, you know, like Nioh, you had areas reused a lot, but once you realize that that's going to happen, and there's usually a story-based reason for it to happen, okay, fine, we're good, you know. Let's see, what else? Music was fine. No issues there, no complaints. Definitely some... Ow. You know, this music actually is playing right now, I enjoy a lot. And there were definitely some places where they were like, man, there's something... You know, they really want us to know that something crazy is happening right now. I just died, my god. Should have been paying closer attention. The story felt a lot like the story of the Niohs, and this is a place where there are definitely people who are going to disagree with me. If you know a lot about the history of the Three Kingdoms, about that era of Chinese history, and there seem to be a fair number of people who have picked up that knowledge just from playing, like, the Dynasty Warriors games and stuff like that, you're probably okay. If, like me, you know nothing about those, and you haven't played Dynasty Warriors, and you haven't imbibed all this stuff, a lot of what's going on in this game was kind of obscure. Especially discovering from someone else's video on this game, hey, you've just watched 40 hours of this, do you know why the game is named Wolong? Because I didn't. Turns out the blindfolded boy is Wolong. And if that means absolutely nothing to you, welcome to how I feel about it. Like, I don't know why this game is called Wolong Fallen Dynasty. I don't know who Wolong is. I don't quite get the whole thing with the blindfolded boy. Now, maybe that's because I, you know, listened to it, watched the game, and, you know, with the Chinese on, might have picked up more if it was in English, but from what I've seen, the English voice acting would have driven me nuts. And so I don't feel bad about having done it in Chinese. But I don't get the name of the game. And apparently understanding the name of the game requires you to have, like, a bachelor's level understanding of one specific period in Chinese history. And sorry guys, I don't have it. I just don't. So, you know, it was fun to play, but like if you asked me to recap the story of this game, there were a whole bunch of people and they were fighting each other for whatever reason, and I think at some point somebody changed sides, or maybe a couple of people changed sides. That's also possible. And beyond that, there was the elixir, and even though taking the elixir is very clearly bad, everybody kept taking the elixir anyway. You know, because this is a video game, so we got to build up our bad guys somehow. And yeah, that's what I got. Hopefully that's enough. So yeah, the story was not a high point. Let's see what else. We are at 26 minutes, and you know, like honestly, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it at this point. You know, I have lots of complaints. My complaints mostly feel like nitpicking, but the core, like, gameplay loop, you know, the fighting and the leveling system. Oh, I haven't talked about that, actually. There's a bunch of things that the game does really well with regards to handling leveling. Now, I haven't really taken advantage of it that much, but the notion that I can respec anytime I want, I love that. And I finally also figured out, and I think I'll show you at this next flag here, assuming that I get this without managing to die again. You can also save multiple builds. So if I want to, between now and the DLC coming out, if I want to create, in addition to this fire build here, a metal build and a water build and a, you know, whatever, in addition to this particular, or, you know, those different versions of this character, I can do that, and I can switch back and forth between them however I want. And that is awesome. I like that the system for leveling is a little bit... What's the word I want? I like that it's different from, you know, just strength and intelligence and wisdom and all that stuff. Although it does seem like you get to a point after a while where you just pick your primary virtue and you just level the hell out of it. But, so yeah, if you go here to battle preparation and battle set is the thing that I was missing. Any of these can be individual builds. So I can do this and notice that it's got all my gear and it's got my current level and my current layout, and just confirm that, save it, and bang. And actually, if I want to rename it, I didn't even notice that, so we'll call this Fire, and hit done. And if I go through with all of my equipment and all of my other stuff and I put together another build for another element, I can just go straight through, and I can't imagine why I would need 50 different builds, but, you know, somebody probably does. And that's really cool. That gives a lot of flexibility for how you're going to play the game, and, you know, gives you a lot of chances to, you know, experiment and play with stuff and figure out, you know, okay, I like this, I don't like this, that type of thing, and that's great. That's a great way of handling things. I like that you can pull other players into the, or other, you know, characters into the game as reinforcements whenever you want. That's cool. You know, so all the, like, quality of life stuff that they did in this game, if future games of that type can learn from that, that would be great. Because that type of thing this game does very well. So again, you know, I'm happy. I'm not unhappy that I played this. It's definitely worth the money. I got 45 hours out of it so far. I will definitely get more, you know, once the DLC comes out, because I'm not going to hesitate to pick that up. But again, I'm picking up the DLC because of the game and not because of, like, the story or anything like that. So, I don't know for sure whether I'm going to bother, and it would be off camera, obviously, if I did it. I don't know for sure if I'm going to bother beating the second difficulty level before the DLC comes out. I may or may not actually have time for that. I don't even know what the timeline is. Come on. Push the stick. There we go. I don't even know what the timeline is on the DLC or how quick it's coming, so I don't think it's planned for a couple of months at least. As far as I know, that hasn't been announced, other than maybe the title. So, you know, I'll play it, we'll cover it, and, you know, we'll go from there. So, I'm going to go ahead and beat this level, but I think at this point we'll go ahead and sign off. A nice even 50 episodes. So, hopefully you had fun watching through this, and you don't think I'm being too whiny and ridiculous at the very end with the review. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching with me and playing with me and all that fun stuff. And thank you so much for being here. If you're having fun, like, subscribe, tell your friends, all that other good stuff. We have Jedi Survivor coming in a few weeks. Okay, that's up there, so I gotta go back down. We have Jedi Survivor coming in a few weeks. I'm definitely gonna play that. I think I'm gonna at least look at a short, like 3-4 hour game, kind of a horror game next. And I've got still Asterigos waiting for me and a couple other things. So the next series will probably be a pretty short one, just to set up the time. 'Cause like right now, this is episode 50, and what went live today? I'm several days ahead one way or the other. So, you know, we'll see how it all goes. But again, thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Tell everybody you know to do it again. And I'm going to see you soon with the next thing. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.